All right, let's talk about a tool that pretty much everyone has used at some point, Microsoft Excel. We all think we know it, right? It's for lists, budgets, basic charts. But what if I told you that Excel has a secret, a hidden engine that can transform it from just a spreadsheet into a legit business intelligence powerhouse?
So, just to set the stage, let's talk about scale for a second. There are over 750 million Excel users on the planet. I mean, that's just a staggering number. It's not just some tool. For a huge number of businesses, it is the tool. It's basically the universal language for data in the business world.
And this really drives that point home. A massive 90% of business decisions are powered, in some way, by Excel. Think about that. From tiny calculations to huge strategic plans, odds are there's a spreadsheet right at the center of it. So yeah, it's not just common, it's absolutely critical.
But that brings up our really interesting paradox, doesn't it? If Excel is so important, why does it so often become this massive source of frustration? Come on, we've all been there. You hit that wall with a very tool that's supposed to be helping you, suddenly feels like it's actively working against you.
Do any of these sound a little too familiar? Spending hours, and I mean hours, manually updating a report just because you got new data. That absolute nightmare of trying to mash different files together with VLOOKUPs. That sinking feeling when you realize your data is just too big and Excel starts to crawl. And, oh, my personal favorite, rebuilding a super complex report from scratch because your boss wants to see it, I don't know, by region now instead of by product. It's a universal struggle.
Well, the way we solve these data problems is changing, and it's changing fast. We're moving away from that old-school traditional BI, the kind that was super complex, expensive, and you needed a whole team of experts just to get a report. The future, and really the present, is all about self-service BI. This is where business users, people like you, people like me, get the tools to solve our own data problems directly, and you can get insights something like 50 times faster. So that brings us right back to the main event. With all the frustrations we just talked about, can our good old trusty spreadsheet program actually step up? Can Excel really play in this new world of big data and advanced analytics? And the answer is a huge, loud, resounding yes. Absolutely. And you know what the best part is? The solution isn't some pricey add-on you have to go buy. These superpowers, they're already built right into the modern versions of Excel that you probably have on your computer right now.
So, let me introduce you to your two new best friends, Power Query and Power Pivot. Think of Power Query as your automated data janitor. It connects to all your messy data, you teach it the rules to clean everything up, and it gets it perfectly prepped for analysis. Then, Power Pivot comes in and acts as your data's brain. This thing can handle millions and millions of rows, way more than a normal spreadsheet. And it lets you build what's called a data model, which is just a fancy way of saying you can connect different tables, like your sales data and your customer data, so they can actually talk to each other.
Okay, enough talk, right? Let's actually dive in and see this in action. I want to show you the magic of Power Query by tackling a problem that I guarantee every single one of you has faced before. Here it is, the challenge, the classic system export. It's designed to look pretty on a piece of paper, but it's a complete disaster for analysis. You've got merged cells, weird blank rows, subtotals and grand totals all mixed in. It's just a mess. Cleaning this up by hand would be hours of boring, soul-crushing clicking. But with Power Query, we don't do it manually. We just record the steps. We tell it, hey, get rid of those top few rows. Then, see those empty cells? Fill them down with the category name from above. Next, filter out any row that has the word total in it. And then, the real magic trick. We unpivot the month columns. This is like a magic button that takes all those columns marching across the page, January, February, March, and stacks them up perfectly into just two columns, one called month and one called value. It turns the data from a human-readable format into a computer-readable format. And boom, here's the result. A perfect, clean, analysis-ready table. But honestly, the clean table isn't even the best part. The real magic is what happens next month. When you get another one of those ugly reports, you don't do all those steps again. No way. You just drop the new file in, you hit refresh, and Power Query does all of that work for you in like a second. You never have to do that manual cleanup again, ever. So now that our data is clean and the whole process is automated, we can really level up. Let's see how Power Pivot and that data model we talked about lets us connect totally different data sets to find insights that were just impossible before in regular old Excel. And to do that, we use a formula language called DAX. It stands for Data Analysis Expressions. Now, don't let formula language scare you off. Seriously, This is not some scary, complex coding. Just think of it as Excel formulas on steroids. It's the engine that's going to power our whole analysis. I love this quote because it perfectly nails what DAX is. It was built by database wizards to have all the power of a language like SQL, but it was designed to feel familiar and approachable for people like us who are used to writing formulas in Excel. It's truly the best of both worlds. So what does this actually let you do? Well, you can create these reusable calculations called measures for your most important metrics like total revenue. You write the formula once, and then you can drop that measure into any chart or table you want. You can do crazy powerful time calculations like comparing this year's sales to the exact same period last year with one simple formula. I mean, this stuff completely blows the doors off the limits of what a VLOOKUP could ever dream of doing.
So, using that data model we built, we can start putting our dashboard together. Here's a simple bar chart. It's showing our total revenue, which is calculated by our DAX measure, broken out by month. Simple, clean, straightforward. And this is where the power of having that connected data model really starts to shine. Because everything is already linked up, we can instantly create a totally different view. This donut chart is using the exact same revenue measure, but now it's slicing it by product category. We didn't have to write a new formula, we didn't have to create a new pivot table. It's all just a different view of that same single source of truth. But let's be honest, static charts are just the beginning. The real fun starts when we make this dashboard interactive. And we do that by adding something called slicers, which are basically just really cool user-friendly buttons that act as filters.
And here it is, the final dashboard. Both of our charts are now totally connected to these slicers. A user can come in here and click on a year or click on a country and watch both charts instantly update to reflect that choice. This changes a static, boring report into a dynamic tool for exploration, and it's all built right inside a familiar Excel file.
So, there you have it. Excel is so much more than just a grid of cells. It has this incredibly powerful BI engine hiding just under the surface, just waiting for you to unlock it. So, I guess the only question left is, now that you know about these superpowers, what's the first data challenge you're going to solve?